Hi, this is Laura Dovalo. Today I'm sharing a sweet little slider card that I made for the October challenge at Pareja Creativa. I used some of their new products like the stars, the Christmas flowers and the bears, which I love. LPC ships to all parts of the world, so I really recommend that you check out their store. I attached the 3 separate dies to a piece of black cardstock with micropore tape to roll them through my Big Shot all at once. I had to use the largest die from the stitched square set to be able to fit the Starry Night die. I die cut the hill with a stitched curved border die, and for the sentiment I used a die called Felicidades number 2. I glued a strip of dark green cardstock to the back of the hill so that everything would have the same thickness. It's very important for the correct functioning of the mechanism. I had to use acetate so that I could glue the inside piece of the heart of stars to my panel. Acetate makes the sliding panel glide better, but it's also shiny. Keep that in mind when you're designing your card. I die cut the heart once more, this time with stick-it double-sided tape on the back. Here I'm using the heart shape as a template, so that I can glue the inside piece in its place. Now I just need to remove the template and I'm done. I really think that a die-cut word looks better in negative if the inside pieces of the letters are in place. I used a matte liquid adhesive and the tip of a needle to do just that. I inserted the die in its place and poked out the tiny pieces of paper with the needle. I'm extending the same adhesive on a piece of scratch paper to glue down that stubborn border. We really can't use foam adhesive on this card, since the strips would need to be really straight and narrow so that the slider panel could work properly. That's why I cut 6 strips of black cardstock with score tape on the back and glued 3 and 3 together to use on the sides of the main panel. Here I'm using the partial die cutting technique to create a semicircular pull tab on the slider panel. I've attached the die and the panel to the lower cutting pad with some washi tape so nothing moves when I roll it through my machine. You can see that it turned out quite nicely. You shouldn't do this often though, since the dies might deform over time. I finished the cut with a ruler and a sharp craft knife. There are still a couple of things to do before a slider panel is finished, like adding an arrow cut with one of the dies from the new set, and most importantly, adding a strip of yellow cardstock a little bit taller than the cluster of stars. I used the strip itself to measure and figure out the correct placement. When we pull at the pull tab, the yellow strip will slide into place and light up the stars. Let's see if I did it correctly. Yes, you can't see any yellow when the panel is in its starting position, so everything is okay. Now all we need to do is to cut a strip of cellophane that's a bit narrower than the slider panel and attach each end to a panel. The cellophane will act as a stop so that the slider panel won't glide too far. I've already attached a strip of score tape to the cellophane, and now I'm just stripping off the backing and attaching it to the slider panel. I've also adhered a strip of score tape to the back of the main panel, and now I'm attaching the cellophane to it as well. Do you remember the thin strips of cardstock that I prepared for the sides? I also cut a broader one that goes down here. Now the interactive part is done. Let's prepare the little arrow for the pull tab. I die cut it in aqua colored cardstock with some stick-it adhesive on the back. Now I just need to trim it so that it can't be seen through those stars. I just take a pair of sharp scissors and just snip off the end. To liven the card up, I used the same cardstock for the card base and colored the scarf of one of the bears in the same color. I was only going to add one bear, but it looked so lonely that I gave it a friend. Now it's time to assemble the card. I'm adding score tape to the three sides of the back of the main panel. It's important to use a strong tape so that it doesn't come apart. We could also use liquid adhesive sparingly. I'm removing the backing of the tape and gluing the panels to the card base. I usually do it little by little to ensure a good straight result. I added foam adhesive to the bears and attached them to the main panel. Aren't they cute? I love them. The sentiment looked a bit dull, so I decided to use these pretty Christmas flowers to liven it up. After die cutting and coloring them, I used the ballpoint stylus to shape them. Our card is finished. Let's see it in action once more. When we pull the pull tab, the stars light up. It's almost a low-cost version of Chibitronics. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it.